No mai haere mai. It's the Huddy Hui. Find Huddy Sports on Instagram and Facebook. huddysports.co.nz. Now let's kōrero.
Kia ora, good evening and welcome to the Huddy Hui episode 162. It's Test match week here in Wellington and the All Blacks taking on the Springboks in the second test. I was lucky enough to be at Eden Park last week for that thrilling match against the Springboks, and what an atmosphere it was at the Garden of Eden. Still undefeated there since 1994. Speaking about someone who's had an opportunity to get close to national selection for his particular part of football. He plays for the OBU Scallywags. He's also part of the inaugural Wellington under 85 kg team that gets to play their first ever official game this weekend. Kees Jansen is our guest on the Huddy Hui tonight. Kees, many thanks for coming on. How have the trainings been for the Wellington under 85 kg team?
Hey Brad, thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate the time. Yeah, it's been pretty exciting to be a part of this inaugural team for the Wellington under 85s, and it's really cool to celebrate the rugby and the 85s that we've got going on here in Wellington. There's heaps of talent, as you've seen.
Oh, it certainly has been, that's for sure. Where have the team been training out of?
We've been training out of North Park, the Petone Club grounds.
Yep. And
I guess it's just, convenient for all.
Of course.
It's been fantastic.
Yep, fantastic, good. This is the first time the under 85 team has officially been recognised. There was a selection team from last year that didn't carry that recognition. I believe that's correct.
Yeah, I think that's my understanding as well. Possibly a mix of players from other teams around Wellington who didn't get to go deep into the nationals competition. But it's awesome that they, took advantage of that and still put something together at such short notice.
And who are some of the other players in the squad besides yourself?
We've got Tom Doyle from the Scallywags as well. He's putting in a massive shift this year, so it's exciting to see him get recognised as well. But then we've got some of the Tawa boys, Troy, Adam Preston, Wiggy. So, great to see them getting recognised and put into this team. Unfortunately, they're playing their semi, I believe, for the national competition. So they're not going to be able to play this weekend, but, it's a great opportunity for them to go deeper into this competition. So good on them. And then we've got some boys from Paraplum, a couple boys from Jayville, who have had a massive year this year. So yeah, it's just a real mix. It's nice though.
And who are the coaches of the team for the inaugural Wellington under 85 kg team?
Yeah, so we've got the two co-head coaches, so Scott Bonner and Cam Fenton, with the assistant coach George Bloomfield. I believe that Cam and Scott are Hutt Valley High School first 15 coaches. And we've got the Undertaker as the manager, Jeff Botherway. So good mix. It's been great to get to know those guys, and they're working us hard at trainings.
Does the team have a nickname yet?
I don't think so. I don't know if we have a nickname yet. Probably something we got to work out on the way up, maybe in the vans.
Yeah, maybe the Light Cubs or something. Maybe in connection with the Lions, perhaps.
Yeah, yes, that's a good suggestion.
Somewhere
to start.
Yeah, somewhere to start indeed. And let's talk about the first ever game. Who are you playing this weekend? Where is the match, and how is the team approaching the game?
So we're playing in Taumaranui at the Taumaranui Domain. Kickoff is at 1:30 p.m. It's against the North Harbour Hawks, and this is our first game and first time we put this team together, but I understand that they've been doing it for a couple of years now. So, they've got systems in place, and they have worked together before, so it's certainly going to be a challenge. And for us, playing the rep style of rugby is definitely a little bit different than how we usually play our our 85s here in Wellington. Sort of pretty fast and loose at times, but we're starting to put a bit more structure in place on how we want to play and where we want to play, which for some has definitely been an adjustment. But yeah, don't want to give too much away, but yeah, no, we're all pretty excited as a fizzing for it, so it's going to be good fun.
You'll get to be part of history as well too. But speaking about history, the Scallywags, you've been part of the Old Boys University Scallywags for a few years now. What makes this team special?
Yeah, so my first year was 2023 when we took out the Wellington Championship. I joined in about round 5 or 6, and I was originally playing Prem Reserves, and the 85s were short on numbers, so I got asked by Fowler and to come down and sort of check it out, and went to that first training, and had heaps of fun at training. Played that first game, and I was like, shit, this is good rugby. I like this, so happy I stuck around there. But yeah, the culture is probably the biggest part of what makes the Scallywags such a good team. I think Fowler talked about it. So last year or year before last when you had him on the podcast?
Yeah,
and we just have so many good characters. Yeah, just got so many good characters on the team. Everyone puts in such a big shift off the field as well to welcome everybody, but also just like do the extras to spend the time together. And I think that makes a massive difference in our team culture. And, I think it certainly reflects in our play style as well.
Your father was on the Hui last year talking about the Scallywags. How important has he been in your rugby journey?
Oh, massive. He's helped me get to every game pretty much when I was at school. Yeah, no, he's so dedicated. He just loves the game, loves the getting amongst the team culture, and he's always egging the boys on. Ever since school, he was the manager of the under-15s team, and everyone called him Uncle Eddie. He was always around, always helping out. And I think he's done more than anyone could ever expect, from someone who's just given up their time volunteering. So yeah, no, he's been amazing for the team this year. Certainly helped everything move smoothly along. Been a bit touch and go at times before his management.
Now, who are some of the key characters in the Scallywags team?
Well, you may be aware, we lost quite a few players over the last definitely between last year and this year. We lost the Fowlers, the Nick Mannixes, Greeno. We lost to quite a few of those old experienced boys just heading overseas for work and travel. But everyone's stepped up. Scotty Alexander, he's been phenomenal this year. As always, he's so reliable, able to fill any position and do it to a high level. Marcel in the forwards has been exceptional. Stepped up massively. Just incredible what he puts in to even get on the field. He's constantly over 85, so just to get there on a Saturday and away under is pretty impressive. Tom Doyle or JYD, massive year. God, the list goes on really. The boys just put in so much effort every week, and everyone's a character in their own right. We're lucky to have quite a few new boys this year as well. Tom Noble Campbell, he's been a fantastic addition to the team. He's been playing first 5 and second 5 and a bit of centre as well, and just strong ball runner, unbelievably good tackler. He's smacked someone back a couple of meters every hit. So yeah, just plenty of people all over the pitch that are putting in the effort, and that makes a difference. Yeah.
You mentioned about the weight limit, of course, 85 kgs. There's a few myths that go on during the week for players to all of a sudden shred a few kilos. Have you been in that position before?
I haven't before, but it's increasingly becoming more of an issue with age. This year has sort of been my first year where I've been cutting back on the breakfast on Saturday morning and having a bit of a smaller dinner. I wouldn't say it's because I'm getting stronger or fitter either. So it's maybe got to work on that on the off season.
Is there any players that go to the extreme, and what do they do to make sure they get under the scales?
Oh, yeah, our Nationals game against the X-Men was probably the biggest shift. Marcel, he weighed in on the morning. I think he was 86.5 kgs, but he had already not eaten all of Friday, missed Thursday dinner, been in the sauna, been like running laps around the field before the game. Oh, just everything you can think of. And, he weighed in 30 minutes before the game, pretty much just on, 84.9. I don't think he was wearing anything. So, yeah, I think he usually sits around 89 kgs, maybe slightly above. Yeah. But yeah, there's some pretty big extremes. Tom Henderson also, when he came down from the Prems to help us out for that Nationals competition, he certainly struggled that first week to get down to the 85 kg mark. But yeah, we do have a couple of people who are usually missing meals on Friday just to get under, which is, it's a huge respect to them, and obviously like they're doing it for the love of the game. But gosh, if they weren't there, it'd be pretty difficult.
I certainly would be, that's for sure. What are some of the team traditions within the Scallywags?
Oh, everyone loves a winning match. So in the changing rooms afterwards, we've got our Scallywags team song, which everyone loves getting stuck into that. Certainly when the changing rooms are right next door for the other team. We've got our, pretty much most weekends, the boys are out having beers after the game. Some of the boys are out playing golf on a Sunday as well, or Saturday before the game. We've got, standard initiations, but a thing that we started last year, which has been really good, was one of the boys has a batch up in Paikokariki Beach. So head up there for the day, have a barbecue, do games and all that sort of stuff. And it was an awesome time last time. Just hired a bus. Bus just sat outside waiting for us for about 12 hours. So then bus back into town and hit Courtney Place.
Yep. Oh, fantastic indeed. Let's talk about this season. What were the learnings from season 2025 in the Wellington Club competition?
Absolutely. I think there was quite a few. Obviously, we had a big rotation of players. So this year for us was sort of like a rebuild year, especially coming off 2023. We've got new coaches this year. James, who's been coaching our forwards, and Jesse, who's been coaching our backs, and both of them are ex-Prems players for OBU, but in their own right have had pretty successful, rugby careers as well. So it's been fantastic having them. They've certainly brought more structure to the game as well from like our perspective, when it was Fowler Senior and Fowler Junior running the team. We like to play a lot more fluid. But yeah, we're really trying to like hone in on getting some structure and more of a game plan. So, that's something that's still obviously ongoing. And next year, hopefully they decide that they want to give up their Wednesday nights again, and, we'd happily welcome them back. So, we keep building on that. But on a whole, our forwards are just really, really strong. Yep. We're super stoked with how the forwards have performed this year. I'd say probably the biggest takeaways have been for the backs, just like how we're functioning sort of at times lacking a bit of originality, and we've got to really start thinking about how we want to play our game next year, coming up with some new moves and that sort of thing. Yeah, moving the ball quicker, just sort of like general skills.
What has been your best game for the Scallywags?
Oh, I would say round 2, probably the semi-final that I think it was that we played against Johnsonville at Kelvin Park, just below Vic Uni. That was, I would say, probably the best game of the season. Just like such a good competition. Everyone that we've played against this year, we've just post-match conversations really just been about how much like the 85s his grade has improved in Wellington. That 23 year was a pretty tight competition between OBU and Tawa, and then the rest. And 24 was an improvement on a whole, and then this year has just been like wicked competition. The games are so much more fun to play when they're going down to the wire, and we love it. It's good. It's awesome for the grade. It's awesome for Wellington. Like, it'd be great to get some more teams getting stuck into it as well. Maybe slightly longer season. Who knows? But,
who knows? Yeah.
That Johnsonville game was just really, really good. Like the Johnsonville guys, quite a few of them have in that Wellington team now, and it's been great to see how they operate at training, and I'm looking forward to playing alongside them as well. So can learn a lot from them.
2023 you've talked about already. The team got to the national under 85 kg semi-final against Takapuna. That was a classic.
Yeah.
You still gutted that you lost so narrowly, 33 points to 30.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone is. Still talk about it, eh? It was definitely devastating. We had such a strong start to the game. We scored a couple quick tries, essentially under the sticks, and got a yellow card probably halfway through the first half. And, we still soldiered on. That first half was a real solid performance and put some good points on. But yeah, the second half just struggle a little bit with another yellow card and some unfortunate circumstances. And yeah, you find yourself nearly tied up and 3 points down. It's pretty tough in the last play to try and come up with something. So, but yeah, no, the boys are definitely still gutted about that. But that was a phenomenal game. Still rewatched it earlier this year, and definitely kicking ourselves still, but got to move on past it, unfortunately.
Of course, the quarterfinal last year, you played against high school old boys who were the national champions from 2023. What was it like playing against that Light Bears team? Because they're pretty electric, aren't they?
Yeah, that was a ruthless game. I think I got folded in half about a minute and a half into the game and knocked the wind out of me. I think Jared Percival smacked me, so yeah. That was a good start. And then I think I knocked the ball on straight away. They're just so ruthless. When we started playing our line-out calls, they knew all of them. They knew all our moves. They just read us like clockwork. And, we still put up a good fight. We scored some good points on them. And it really only, it was such a fair contest, like really only until the last 5 minutes of the game. I think they scored 2 quick tries. That was an awesome game. But yeah, they're phenomenal. Anyone who goes up against them probably will attest to that. They're ruthless on defense. Their attack is precise. They're strong carriers. They always are making meters. Great team. They'll go deep into the competition again, like they already have. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw them in the final again. Yeah,
exactly. Wouldn't be surprised too as well. Of course, the Light Bears they defeated Avalon last week in a quarterfinal out at Fraser Park. You came up against Avalon in the early stages of the national comp. Didn't quite get the win there. What happened that day?
No, it was a pretty fair competition at the start of the game. I think we opened up the scoring.
Yeah.
It was actually me, I think, and I don't know whether I would have awarded the try, to be honest, but I think I knocked it on. But we got it.
Just say you scored
And
it.
then, yeah, exactly. Just claim it. I claimed it at the time. They all called me out for it, and I said, "No, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about." But yeah, no, that was a good game. I think they on the day they wanted it more. Throughout the season, we've had a lot of changes. Everyone's sort of had to fill different positions throughout the year, and there's been sort of at times not as much consistency possibly as we would have liked. But everyone's taken the role that they've been given and executed pretty highly. So no complaints there. They were real clinical on the day. They were super physical. And I think we just sort of didn't know how to react. I think we had played them 2 times earlier in the year, and I think the first game of the year was against them, and I think we beat them pretty convincingly. Then we played them again in the second round, and I think we only just beat them. So yeah, I mean, they were on the up the whole year. There was no doubt about it. And they had some new players in for the national comp, and they made a big difference. But yeah, I'm just loving the fact that there's a tighter competition.
Yeah.
Now it's just great for the grade. But yeah, they certainly brought it to us.
Now you last year nearly got to national honours. You were selected in the inaugural national under 85 kg squad. You were in the training group, but what was that experience like, having your name attached to a national team? Yeah,
I was thrilled to make the wider squad. Didn't get to go on the Sri Lanka tour or make the training, as I believe the trainings were held up in Auckland before they flew out. But yeah, just phenomenal to get the recognition and represent the Scallywags as well on that stage, and OBU as a club. It's pretty cool experience. Pretty stoked to even just be considered. I felt like last year was a tough year, so in terms of the rugby front. So yeah, I was just super pleased to make it, and it's awesome to get the support from the club and the team as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is there going to be another national team for next year? Do we know anything about that yet?
I don't know about that. I would imagine that after the success of the tour at the start of the year, that it's something that they're going to consider.
Yeah.
The boys, I talked to Adam Preston a little bit just at the 85s Wellington training, and he just said it was just such an amazing experience. Obviously I followed the tour, watched the games, and they just received such a warm welcome from Sri Lanka, and it just looked like such an amazing cultural experience and footy experience as well. It's definitely something I've still got my eyes on, but who knows? Would love to be a part of it.
Now, there's one Wellington team left standing in the national comp. It's Porniki up against New Plymouth High School Old Boys this Saturday, and the second lot of the quarterfinals. Do you think they'll get the job done at this weekend?
Sorry, I just missed the first part of your question.
Porniki playing New Plymouth High School Old Boys this Saturday. They're the last Wellington team standing. Do you think they can get the job done in the quarterfinal?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm backing the Porniki boys. I reckon they got this. New Plymouth Old Boys are good. We played them in the quarter before the Light Bears last year, I think, and they are a good team. We've got a couple of New Plymouth boys in the team who knew some of their boys, and definitely back hyping them up to be quite good last year. I haven't seen what the team's like this year.
Yep.
But I'd say the Paniki boys are going to get it done. I back them.
Well, hopefully there is a Wellington team heading into the semi-finals. Where did your junior rugby begin for you?
Junior rugby, I played football for 7 or 8 years before I made the jump to playing rugby. But it was actually just an old football mate who said, "Why don't you come along and give it a crack?" And I tried it once, and I think I didn't ever go back to playing football. That was probably about 13 or 14, and then went to Scots College and played under 85s, under 65s. I seem to stick to the weight graded rugby. Probably suits me a bit more, but and then Scots is where I really started to enjoy my rugby more, and I've just stuck to it since then.
Did you ever play for the first 15 at Scots College?
Yeah, I played a couple of games for the first 15. I was mainly playing seconds until year 13, I suppose, 2018, and I was playing a little bit more first then, but still probably fringe at that time. Yeah, I wasn't overly dedicated at school. I'd probably say that's a pretty fair. Wasn't a big fan on the trainings after school and all that sort of stuff. So probably preferred to, be doing my own thing. But, I gave it a fair crack, I'd say. And, I was sort of still on the cusp. So
what has been your best moment in your rugby career to date?
Definitely has been the 85s footy, playing with the Scallywags. The success that we've had, the guys that I've been around and playing in the 85s, I think I was probably losing a bit of interest in the game, to be honest, in 2022. And, when I started playing for the Scallywags, I definitely reignited my love for the game. And, whether it was just the success that we're having or the boys that were around, I think the camaraderie of the boys makes a massive difference, just the welcoming, of the players, and then just all of the social stuff that went on in the background, it was pretty hard to not make friends in that group.
Yeah.
So, certainly helped me stick around for longer.
Now, you like playing on the wing and scoring tries, but what has been your best try and why?
What's been my best try? I'm not sure. The guys always are asking, after that 2023 season, there was a number of tries that year, but I don't really remember them once the final whistle blows, to be honest. And in the most humble way possible, they don't really stick. Probably the two that stick out the most, I would say, is in that Takapuna game. Reece Plumtree was playing in centre, and to get those first two tries right at the start of the game, off the back of his assists was pretty awesome. Certainly got the boys going. Actually, I lied. There's one that I do really like. It was against Tawa again in the I think in the final of 23 when we were down at we were down at halftime, and we managed to come back and win that game. I think I got an intercept off Adam Preston, and that certainly turned the tables for us. I think that was what gave us a little bit of a jump start to get back into the game, and that is probably actually the one that sticks out the most.
Who have been the biggest influences in your rugby journey?
I'm not sure. I'm probably going to sound like a fake fan here, but I don't watch heaps of rugby union. We've always been a league household.
Oh, wow.
So growing up watching league, but never really got into it as much as I have until the last couple of years. but certainly growing up, seeing like that All Blacks squad winning the World Cups was pretty amazing. And I think probably like at school had some pretty amazing players around me as well who have gone on to do some good things in rugby, and make represent the country in sevens like Roderick Solo and others as well. Boys who are playing for Hurricanes, the Umanga Jensen boys. Watching them at school was pretty insane, and following their journey has been pretty impressive. So I couldn't single out any real influences, but just watching the game's been awesome, and try and learn what I can, and certainly seen some impressive things over the years.
What NRL team do you follow?
I'm a Newcastle Knights fan, but me and the old man have been. No, they haven't had a great year, but the old man's a fan of the Raiders, so been jumping on the bandwagon with him. And he actually picked them to win the minor premiership in round 2.
Oh wow!
So he's feeling pretty happy right now. He's ear to ear grins.
Yeah, I hope he does have one of those big horns as well too. So, but let's talk about who's been the toughest opponent you have played against and why.
Toughest opponent. It's definitely got to be Tawa.
Yeah,
the rivalry is just too strong. We've got our Team Muzz Memorial Trophy for Thomas Murray, the team member that we had pass in 23, and there's just so much history between the two teams, and also just a great camaraderie as well. We work hard and we fight hard on the field, but then post match is just always a good time. Whether it's up in the Tawa club rooms or in the the indoor Astro, always having drinks after the game, and we just have such a strong connection to that team still as well, and they're doing so well. It's, we had a pretty brutal game against them last year in the Wellington final where I think they beat us 40-10. At High Taito Park, that was pretty brutal. But their last 2 years have been just clinical. They're cleaning up Wellington. It's good to see.
What do you?
Obviously, I'd like it to be us, but
Yep. No, exactly. No, you definitely would.
You're right.
Yeah. What do you do outside of rugby?
Outside of rugby, do a bit of mountain biking. My partner and I do adventure racing. So, you got your like 6 and 12-hour events where you're running and cycling while navigating with maps.
Oh, wow.
Bit of surfing, sort of just, whatever I can do to stay outdoors and have a good time. Pretty outdoorsy, I would say. Lots of sport.
Lots of sport. Now, speaking about, there's a massive game on this Saturday besides the Pōnehi and New Plymouth game. It's the test match, the second test between the All Blacks and the Springboks. Your thoughts on this test match after last weekend's win, and are you going to the game?
I did have a ticket for the game.
Yeah.
But since we're heading up to the Taumaranui game against North Harbour, I have had to sell my ticket.
Yep.
But someone's going to enjoy it. So we're going to stop at the pub on the way back, all the boys, and going to watch the first half of the Warriors and then into the test match, I think.
Yep.
I think we've got it. All Blacks will take out another dub, hopefully.
Hopefully so.
And obviously, exactly.
Will we see you back with the Scallywags in 2026?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
This year has been challenging on the injury front, for sure. I've missed quite a few games this year, so part of my surprise for getting selected for this team. But I think I'm going to have a summer just trying to get fit and take care of the body best I can, prepare for another year, and I think we'll see where that takes us. But obviously I'd like to keep playing, but I have a job that is rather physical as well, so I've got to be outside and be able to maneuver, and I can't keep doing that if I'm buggering my body up. So
what injuries
one more year and we'll see where it takes us.
What injuries were those you had this year?
I had like a repetitive impact injury on my knee, or both of my knees, to be honest. It was a bit of a bursitis situation. So just constantly building up fluid around the knees, the lower knees. At one point I had, I think, 120 mils they measured around the front of my knee, which was just full of fluid. So I just, the impact was just absolutely wrecking my knees. But I've always had knee problems, so it's no surprise really. And then pulled my groin actually playing football at the latter part of the season, which certainly was restrictive. I sort of just wasn't training throughout the week so that I could get right for Saturdays, then just play the game, and then, do more damage and wait 7 days and play again. Probably should have just called it there, but, it's too much fun.
Too much fun indeed. Well, Kees, it's been great having you on the Huddy Hui tonight. All the best for the trip up to Taumaranui this weekend, and no doubt the bus ride home will be one to remember.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thank you very much for having me on, and thanks for supporting the community as well. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. That is Kees Jansen.
Cheers, Brad.
Part of the Old Boys University Scallywags, and it's been great covering them over the last few years, and good to see that he'll be fit and ready for the inaugural Wellington Under 85 KG team that plays against North Harbour this Saturday. Well, you've all been waiting for it, folks. We're going to have our test match draw now. We have 28 people that have correctly answered the question. That was Andre Venter, who got sent off in 97. He didn't quite like Sean Fitzpatrick that day. So let's switch over to the magic spinning wheel. Here it is. And it's going to spin very soon. It's going to last roughly about 30 seconds. The winner gets 2 free tickets to the test match this weekend. And I've got your email address, and I will give you details on that soon once the spinning wheel is underway. Note, if you put your answer on social media, the instructions were very clear. It had to go via email. So let's have a spin, and let's see who's going to win. All right, the spinning is underway, and we'll have a winner very soon. Coming through, 28 people put their names in for this, and someone's going to win the tickets to the test match this weekend. Here we go. Oh, here we go. It's landing on. Oh, it could be Tom Doyle, is it? It is Tom Doyle. Tom Doyle. I think Kees is still there. Kees, he's not going on the trip this weekend, is he?
Yeah, he's going to be up with us, so I don't think he's going to be able to make that. You might have to do a respin.
I might have to do a respin.
Run it back. Run it back. We'll see. But we'll get in contact with you, Tom, and that's the case. If you're giving it to family, that's a good on you, Tom. But yeah, there we go. An Old Boys University Scallywags special tonight. Kees Jansen on, and also Tom Doyle winning the tickets. So well done, Tom, for winning those. We'll be in touch with you very soon. Next week, we'll have a Huddy Hui, episode 163. Many thanks to Kees Jansen for coming on, and also to our sponsors, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited, Louise Reedy of New Zealand Travel Brokers, Gavin Murphy and the team from Jen Hickton Funeral Directors, and also to EG Fresh Range Eggs, keeping Huddy Sports, all of us free here to watch. And also, if you want to help sponsor Huddy Sports, head over to huddysports.co.nz. Find us on our socials on Facebook and Instagram, or
go to our email us at huddysportsnz@gmail.com. We want to keep doing what we do here on Huddy Sports free for all of you to watch. It's been pretty quiet the months of September, but do reach out if you want us to cover any events or sporting events coming up for the remainder of the year. That has been the Huddy Hui for tonight. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now. Drains, leaky pipes, don't let plumbing problems sideline your day. Call the team, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Mike has been our sponsor since the very beginning, from quick fixes to full renovations. He's got the tools, the team, and the know-how to get the job done right. First time, every time. Local, reliable, and always on time. That's how Mike plays the game. Find Mike Pinfold at Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz 027 430 4351. Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. Also Google Mike Pinfold Plumbing and let the pros handle the flow.
Hi, Gavin Murphy here
And Cassie Murphy.
from G and Higton Funeral Directors.
Don't leave it up to someone else to tell your story. Do it now when you can enjoy being part of the conversation.
With a prepaid funeral, you can have music, readings and venue all chosen by you.
For your free funeral planning pack with everything you need to get started, go to our website at gnhigton.co.nz/pre-planning.
The Huddy Hui, Huddy Sports captivating sports show. The Huddy Hui covers Wellington Club Rugby as well as other sporting topics of debate. Tune in on YouTube during the rugby playing months as host Brad Hudson interviews rugby players and other sporting personalities across the Wellington region and the rest of New Zealand. Catch the Huddy Hui streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and wherever good yarns are heard. The Huddy Hui live on Huddy Sports. Here at Huddy Sports, we love a good game plan. And when it comes to travel, our go-to is Louise Reddy from New Zealand Travel Brokers. Whether it's a sports tour, a family break, or that bucket list trip, she'll get you there stress-free with all the best deals around. She's local, she's experienced, and she backs the game like we do, and she's a great supporter of Huddy Sports. Look up Louise Reddy at louisereddy.nztravelbrokers.co.nz or email louise@louise.reddy@newzealandtravelbrokers.co.nz. Travel smart and travel like a pro. Here on Huddy Sports, we're always wanting to keep our content free on YouTube. So the idea of sponsors, we can promote you on live stream, our social media pages and our website. It's good to support the local community and helps keep Huddy Sport free for all to watch. So if you're interested to helping Huddy Sports, go to huddysports.co.nz or to our email address, huddysportsnz@gmail.com. Ciao for now.